one. Let's go into map number 1. It is Cloud9's map pick of Bank here in this best of 3 series for a spot in the grand final of the APAC qualifier for Six Invitational 2020.
Yeah, super excited, Dev. Oh, it's been a while since I casted. Stretch those vocal cords of mine.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's get into some operator bans, eh? One thing I love seeing from Cloud9 is they ban the IQ a bunch on the attack. I would love to see that whipped out. Maybe you give them the Mozzie, the Valkyrie a bit of freedom. No, it's a Dokkaebi. That's something we don't see every day.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, are they choosing that ban because of the changes for Dokkaebi, the frag grenades? But I can't really see any reason why.
My guess is it's to make Maestro a little bit stronger, maybe, because what you can do if you're playing an attack and you want to deal with a Maestro camera, you play the Dokkaebi, you call, and then you go in for a plant, and then you don't have to worry about Maestro being on his cameras because he can't access his cameras while he's being called. Dokkaebi's actually a really good Maestro counter because she also has frags to get rid of him as well. Yeah. And wow, Maestro and Echo left in here. K banned out by Cloud9. Not something I would commonly expect. It's something like 45% of the time Cloud9 ban Echo.
Yeah.
So if I'm FNATIC right now, I'm probably surprised at that K ban.
Well, Cloud9 may just be looking forward to their defenses downstairs. When they attack downstairs. They don't have to worry about the electro claws on the hatches. It's a bit easier to open. I suppose there's no hard breacher ban either, and we see that quite a lot on Bank.
I think that this Cade was potentially even an adaptive ban rather than something pre-prepared by Cloud9. They saw that Thatcher ban come out from FNATIC and they said, look, FNATIC are banning Thatcher. That means that we're either going to have to run the Maverick to get all of our hatches or we're going to have to ban the Cade. And I think they decided to ban the Cade. That way they can keep the Hibana and Thermite and not have to bring the Maverick, which is what they're doing.
Almost like a complete waste of a ban now, the Thatcher, isn't it, without the Cade on the board? Of course, it's still going to be useful on other bomb sites apart from downstairs, but yeah, I think that's some great counterplay there from Cloud9.
Yeah, I think we've also got a lot of other operators that Thatcher does counter as well, like the Maestro.
Yeah.
I guess Maestro is probably sitting a lot more comfortable now that both Dokkaebi and Thatcher are banned out. That said, you do have your Ashe and your Zofia being brought specifically to counter those I'd expect out of FNATIC. So Cloud9 do hit that bottom floor first up, and we actually have some top floor hatches being reinforced. This is going to enable a bit more presence inside that open area.
They've got the Warden as well.
Yeah, they do. So typically you'd see a Warden play blue stairs as a bit of a hard anchor. It has a Nitro cell, no deployable shield to protect him, interestingly. Does have some ADSs, however. We'll see how long Sweet Black can deny time in the blue stairs.
So yeah, FNATIC's hard breaches, they've gone for the Thermite and the Hibana, no Maverick, which I think is fine when you know that those hatches are not going to be Kaided. If they hadn't banned the Kaid, I reckon FNATIC would be taking the Maverick instead.
Yeah, definitely. But leaving that Hibana in does give you a little bit more... Sorry. Oh, okay, that's the first kill. Envy Taylor gone down. A bit of unwarranted aggression, I believe. I think that was just near electrical downstairs. Yeah, in fact it was.
Yeah, but where was Lusty? From the roof, perhaps?
Yeah.
At Skylight.
I think you might be right on that one. Let's see how Lusty drones in. There is, in fact, a deployable shield protecting Sweet Black, and now some ADS is being wasted. I think that was probably some stun grenades maybe from Tex to waste those ADSs. And now Lusty's also brought stun grenades. So there's plenty of utility from FNATIC to waste down these ADSs. There were 2 in there, which will take a grand total of 4 stun grenades to get rid of. But of course, remember that we do have the Warden himself, which can protect against stun grenades and smoke grenades.
Looks like they're going to use the Zofia charges though first. Lifeline. They do have the Capitao as well, so I wonder if they're going to maybe try and burn him at the same time. The hatch is open as well, so his rotate can get completely cut off.
No more ADSs now. As you can see, the lights are turned out. They've been wasted. Zofia destroys the shield. Sweet Black's going to hold on for dear life. He knows retreating is not an option as the hatch is open. The firebolt comes out. A shallow peek, a second firebolt. Is he going to wide peek this? Perfectly played by FNATIC. Virtue cleans him up, and there you go. Cloud9 put on the back foot. 1 minute to go, and FNATIC should establish server control.
Looks like that took quite a while, though, and Magnet was down somehow as well, Dev. There's a 5-on-3, but they've got a whole minute to execute onto this bomb site here. Should be enough time. What do we got on the board? 3 smoke grenades. Pulse has already used his C4. They do have the Maestro cameras as well. If FNATIC don't hurry up, C9 might be able to delay this one.
It may come down to FNATIC having to brute force the objective and force their way through the site, overwhelm their opponents. They have the numbers advantage, and like you said, time is running low. They might not be able to play this safe and just go for a plan. A smoke grenade, though, does protect some lines of sight, but Hetty finds 1 kill with the Maestro. It's on to Magnet. In the back of server, I believe. Tex does find only Chan, however. That's the Pulse player trying to get aggressive. Hetty now going to pre-fire through these angle of the bars, and Tex drops down. Finds one, immediately traded back. Virtue also a team kill. Only a 1 versus 2 now. Totally doable. 1v1 for Nova, but it's finally taken out by Virtue to salvage the round and redeem himself for that team kill.
Well, FNATIC almost threw that round away there, didn't they, Dev?
Scary moment if you're Virtue, eh?
Yes. Almost started the plant. Tex, very good impact in that round, playing around the hatch from open. Nova almost with a great clutch facilitated by FNATIC.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that one of the things I noticed about that round was FNATIC were able to drop Tex down the hatch and start that aggression, overwhelm the bomb site because they had the numbers advantage. And they had the numbers advantage for 2 main reasons. One is that, who was it? It was... who was it who died early on the Jaeger? Was it Envy Taylor? Envy
yes.
Taylor. So Envy Taylor got picked early, which meant that from the get-go, FNATIC had the numbers advantage. Also on top of that, Cloud9 lost Sweet Black and Blue Stairs without really being able to hold on. He delayed a lot of time,
yes.
but he didn't find any frags, which meant that it was a 5 versus 3 with 1 minute to go for FNATIC. They had that numbers advantage to just push on through to the objective.
I'm just a bit surprised that Envy Taylor was so exposed in the square stairs. Right, like, surely he knows he can get shot from the roof there. It seemed like he was just playing still, waiting for something. At least he'll know for next time then, won't he, Dev?
Yeah, I think he was betting on FNATIC playing a bit unprepared, being a bit unprepared, and maybe a bit... I don't want to use the word lazy, but sometimes you're a bit lazy on your drones. You don't drone every single corner because you assume it's very unlikely he'll be sitting in this corner.
Yes.
And Cloud9 were betting on that from FNATIC. And, well... I think Cloud9 have learned very quickly that FNATIC are being very thorough and they can't get away with those little tricks.
It was a bit surprising to see Virtue off the Ash, isn't it? Though Tex, of course, very great on the Ash as we saw him get 2 kills in that first round. And look how quick they're going, Dev. Oh, it's a Pulse! That Pulse has got all the information in the world as Envy Taylor's going to open things up. Sweet Black's going to follow up as well, leaving it into a 5-on-3 after just 30 seconds.
So perfect from Cloud9. All really came down to that Pulse getting the information, and they get the 2 early kills. Mentalist does salvage this somewhat and take down Hetty, the castle player.
All the way downstairs.
I think he pushed in through garage. However, another kill for Cloud9 will make FNATIC's chances of winning this round quite grim. Lusty and Mentalist will no doubt be looking for picks from this point onwards. Lusty moving very slowly. 2 whole minutes to go. But is the Maestro watching his angle? That was perfect from Envy Taylor. What was that shot? I have no idea where that came from, but Nova's keen to find this last one. Pre-firing with the Elder. You're going to win that every day of the week. And Cloud9, a very swift round to make an answer to FNATIC.
The bullet hose pre-fire. Yeah, there's no way he's winning that one there, Mentals. Was that a melee hole that Envy Taylor had?
I think it must have been a bullet hole because I didn't even see it.
That's a vac shot.
Yeah. Ultra sweat holes, as I remember when you coined the term sweat holes, when it was the meta started to punch little holes in walls, and now people don't even do that. People are much sweatier than that. They just shoot little holes in walls and peek through the bullet holes.
Although you can't be critical of people being sweaty at this level of the game.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm not critical of anyone sweaty in ranked. I know I'm the biggest offender of that.
I can confirm.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about this. Cloud9 heading down to the basement once again. It was quite a convincing round for FNATIC the first time. Mind you, it was nearly slipped away from them when Virtue team killed. But I think Cloud9, they saw enough things that worked out for them on that defense that they're happy to retry it. They'll just make some minor adaptations. As you can see, they're changing up the Warden pick, getting rid of that. Maybe not even going to hold Blue Stairs now. They could hold it with the mute, though I wouldn't be surprised if they decide to just let it go. Frozen style.
Especially at the Thatcher, I think the mute would be great on the stairs. Can put down those jammers, make sure no drones are going to get in there. It means teams like FNATIC have to take a chance or use those Zofia impacts, which are in limited supply.
It's a great point. We also saw some mute jammers going down in open area. And as we also saw Cloud9 open their hatches above open area, it's really turning that room, that office, into a fortress, making it very difficult for FNATIC to take control over. And even just to get information on. Tex, though, does drone out the Jaeger upstairs. I don't think Taylor saw that drone as he walked right over it. But surely Tex will need someone else to drone for him from this point onwards. Tex does have his drone. He doesn't want to move it because it'll make a sound, but he's waiting. He doesn't have info on where Taylor is.
Tex can stand off here, Dev. Well, almost.
Taylor was picked early last round.
Yes. Oh, first round.
Yeah, rather. And it really wasn't so great for Cloud9.
Have they lost him?
Yeah, Tex isn't sure where he is. I really think that we need to see the rest of FNATIC going for the drone. He spots him. I have no idea how he managed that. Must have information from a lobby pre-placed drone. And now Virtue's coming in for cleanup. Taylor just wants to drag one with him. Oh, he does! In fact, he takes down Virtue, and he still hasn't been finished off. Taylor's done his job so far, taken down 1 kill, finished off 2 drones. So much work so far, and no one is ready to refrag this.
Yeah, Virtue doesn't normally miss those shots, Dev. That's a bit of a surprise there. But now we have 3 members of FNATIC encroaching on Taylor's last known position. Tex, he's going to see him in time and finish him off. I thought he might have just missed out on that shot, but he does even up the numbers. But there's still a whole minute and a half to go. Oh, there's only a minute and a half to go, I should say.
And the big thing that's different from this round is that Cloud9's roam did find 1 pick, and it wasted this wasted as much time. Like this time, last attack onto the basement, FNATIC had control of server, and now the mute is just going to completely get out of sight. As you said, there's no Thatcher to get rid of any mute jammers, so FNATIC can't drone out the blue stairs. Sweet Black gets all the way back onto the objective. This is played perfectly by Cloud9.
And he has a nitro cell in his pockets. They have tons of denial here. Cloud9, I believe the Pulse still has his 3 smoke grenades and 2 C4s all up.
A bomb has been located.
So much denial here for Cloud9. FNATIC might not be able to go for that default kind of plan. They may have to get aggressive and drop down hatches like they did last round, but this time they don't have as much of a numbers advantage. In fact, they don't have a numbers advantage at all.
I'm really liking how Oni-chan is playing over here with the Pulse rather than waiting for them to start the execute. He's gathering information elsewhere, and when they need information on the execute, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him move over then. Yeah, as you can see, he's here now.
And this is really the time for the execute. 15 seconds to go as C4 takes out the planter. Perfect from the Pulse. Another kill for Sweet Black as well. FNATIC are getting desperate. Mentalist finds 2 in the red hallway, but he does get traded. Nova to clean it up at the end, and Cloud9, a perfect redemption with 2 straight rounds.
So Dev, 3 rounds into the new FNATIC, or internationally new FNATIC, what are we thinking?
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Cloud9 so far. Like FNATIC, let's break things down, right? First round was really good. They just punished Cloud9's aggression and Cloud9 expecting FNATIC not to be so thorough. Second time around, FNATIC went for a rush onto Tellers and it didn't work, so that's kind of a throwaway round, right? You go for a rush, it doesn't work, whatever, throw it away. Third round, though, FNATIC were completely unable to successfully drone and push that Jaeger, and that was the key to that round. And I would love to give Taylor some credit for hitting a nice shot, but really, he should die in that position.
Yes.
And FNATIC didn't have a person to refrag Virtue. They had full confidence that Virtue would find that kill. And when
you don't blame them.
but Virtue usually finds that kill. But I mean, he didn't that time. If it doesn't work, you can be critical of it.
Yes.
And Tex was unable to find the picks from the window either. It took a really long time for FNATIC to be able to refrag that. And to be honest, when Tex repelled in and eventually killed Taylor, I don't think Tex was actually favored necessarily in that gunfight. Like Tex had just as much chance to lose that gunfight, and then FNATIC would still have a Jaeger to deal with, and they would be 2 players down.
Well, didn't turn out as they want, of course, but this round, Dev, look at the operator we've got here for Maggie.
Oh, this is a tease from something that was hinted at me before the match started, of a finker on this CEO attack.
Interesting that he's taking the spear as well.
Yeah, I actually would have expected the LMG.
So I like running the spear with a suppressor. It sounds really nice, but it's really not a great gun.
No, it's look, it does decent damage, not high damage. It does decent damage. Fairly low for an assault rifle. Reasonably low fire rate as well. The recoil is really easy to control, but you're playing Finker, right? You don't need to worry about recoil anyway. Oh, is Oni-chan going to go for this run out? We missed it. FNATIC seem to be preparing for an execute, though. They've taken control of the long hallway, and they're pushing all the way from the south, completely filing into the executive lounge, and they've found most of these kills already.
There's only a minute down, Dev, and we're in a 2-on-4, 3-on-1 if you count the downed players, all up to Oni-chan, and he's wondering where his bomb site went.
Eventually finished off there as well. Perfect.
When can you miss it?
Yeah, I mean, that was perfect from FNATIC. We really did miss most of it because we were focused on that Finker and of that lobby side presence from the Valkyrie, but everything came from, I think it was stock.
Yeah.
Did they push in from stock, or did they push down the skylight or up the stairs?
All I know is that, you know, bang bang bong and Lusty's in the janitors.
I'm sure that someone out there is going to go scroll back through that round and pause on that top-down view that we got, where we saw 2 smoke grenades deployed. And if you pause, I can't remember exactly where they were placed, but if you pause at that frame, I'm sure you could see perfectly what FNATIC's strategy was.
You know, I think that was probably one of like the most realistic kind of executes on a bomb site, right? Like a real military force would like smoke grenades, get in, bam, like that, rather than a slow, methodical execute.
Yeah, very militaristic of FNATIC. It worked out perfectly. I think it was... that's 2 rounds that FNATIC have gone for a really, really quick execute. And it didn't work the first time when they tried to rush tellers, but it worked perfectly that time. And that time, I think it seemed much more planned. 4 out of 5 players from FNATIC were over there ready to enter.
Yeah.
And they had utility to assist with those smoke grenades. A magnet was on the windows to establish some present and also provide a bit of a distraction as well.
But why Finker?
Well, he could have Finkered through... So Finker is one of those operators that doesn't have one thing that she does. She has like a million mini things that she does. And it could have been any of those little things that FNATIC wanted from her. It could have been the recoil reduction and the health boost that would have helped those entries coming in from the south side. But it also could have been the fact that people run faster through barbed wire as well. Potentially. I don't know. Maybe. It's all speculation. But I liked it. I liked what we saw. FNATIC have seemingly predicted that Cloud9 would change that bomb site because Magnet is no longer bringing that Finker. Switched over into the Hibana instead.
You know my thoughts on the pace of Rainbow Six. I think that is probably the way that I think Rainbow Six would be incredibly enjoyed at that kind of pace all the time.
Well, you'd have to take half an hour to analyze it on the desk afterwards with one of those telestration devices, I think.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at this Teller's defense. A lot of upstairs presence from Cloud9. You can see 3 players upstairs. Nova does have a quick retreat down the hatch if he wishes. Tex just looking to cut off a rotation for now. I like this from Magnet as well. Presence on the west windows, and the Hibana is the perfect operator for it. Can open up places near K9 spot. Tex finds that first kill. Will he be refragged? Nova is right near him. Tex finds 2 kills and still hasn't been traded. Now Nova's position gets exposed. Tex looks for him, but fortunately the Maestro drops down that hatch.
Jeez, Nova's a bit unlucky there. A bit too, holding the soft angle rather than taking the peak, taking the gunfight. And yeah, Cloud9 are in a pretty tough spot right now. And considering this is their defensive half, I think they want at least a 4-2 here, Dev.
Yeah, I think you're right on that one. Can't let these rounds slip away continually. Had some great entries from FNATIC so far. Some mixed, but when they get it right, they do really get it so very right. Lusty's found another pick, and Mentalist is just waiting for this peek. He spots him out just by the back of his gun and does take him down through the wall. Now it's all up to Nova, player to fail on the top floor. And he's taken off a beautiful one-tap from Mentalist, and that's a flawless round for the boys in orange.
Well, they're actually the boys in Hello Kitty today.
Oh, that's true. They're all wearing their Hello Kitty jerseys. It's a shame we don't have any cameras on them. I'm sure if you check out their Twitter, you'll see them.
Yeah.
There's some beautiful Hello Kitty jerseys the FNATIC guys are wearing today. So, last round of the defense for Cloud9. Well, yeah, 2 really good performances from them in the rounds that they've won so far. Man, we've had some troubles as well, haven't we?
I think with the FNATIC playstyle we're seeing is very reminiscent of when they first came to be PC, in my mind, as the Mind Freak roster, where they'd have tons of little tiny things they do to get just one kill.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
It
bombs.
seems like they'd have a very simple overarching strat, but they'd mixed in all these different things that'll just net them 1 kill and 2 kills, then that's enough to just snowball the round from. And, you know, we're definitely seeing that here today.
And as soon as FNATIC have that numbers advantage, oh, they do so well with it, don't they? They dedicate players to watching flanks and rotations because they have a spare player. Cloud9, they're in a position where when you're down, you need to make a play. When you're in a disadvantage, that's when you need to take the risk and make the play. FNATIC knows that. FNATIC knows that when they have the numbers advantage, Cloud9 are going to be making movements. And that's when FNATIC are ready and waiting, watching that rotation. We do go downstairs, though. This is the bomb site that Cloud9 have already won. Mind you, that was partly on the back of MV Taylor getting a kill upstairs that maybe he shouldn't get consistently. And I wonder, are Cloud9 just going to keep on leaving MV Taylor to his own devices to see what he can do? Because I don't think that's a consistent strategy that can work.
It's one that might net you around here or there, but it's not going to be one that you can consistently rely on to win the round, of course. And it looks like he's not roaming this time, Dev. He's, I'm assuming downstairs. I can't see him on the X-ray here at all.
No, well, I think you must be right. And a strategy that FNATIC are no doubt using right now and that a lot of competitive teams use that I think many people might not be aware of is...
Oh, he's in open.
Oh, is he in open area right now? Well, you just chuck a drone on the staircases. If you have a drone on every single staircase leading from the bottom floor, in the prep phase, you see how many people go up, you see how many people go down, you just do some quick maths, and you figure out how many people are upstairs still, to see how many people have gone back to the bomb site. And if everyone's gone back to the bomb site, you don't have to drone the whole top floor.
Yeah.
In this case, FNATIC have, I think, isolated MV Taylor here inside of open area. 2 drones come out, both of them spot him, doesn't get both of them, and now he's under the pump, holding for as long as he can. He's actually retreating back towards the blue stairs, where Sweet Black is ready to receive. C4 goes from over the top, and that's actually going to cut off MV Taylor's rotation out of there. He knows he can't continue moving, and he'll just try and fight here inside of the kitchen.
Ooh, and he doesn't even win that first fight. Great shot from Tex. He's gone low for that, but a decent amount of time wasted, though, at least this time, Dev.
Yeah, but 2 picks found for Cloud9 on the back of it, and this is starting to look exactly like that first round where FNATIC won this bottom floor attack. Cloud9 have a lot of work ahead of them if they are to get this round. 2 hatches now opened. Oni-chan wants to make an aggressive play, I think, but no, he makes a smart decision and gets back to the bomb side. A C4 still on him. Smoke Babe still in the hands of Nova as well. Oh no, this is too risky, a C4, and now that's Pulse's C4 got no more nitro cells to deny the plan. It'll all be on these smoke grenades, and FNATIC have enough numbers to overwhelm the bomb site.
Yeah, they do. 40 seconds on the clock. Have the thermite charge has gone off yet? Oh, sorry, 40 seconds on the clock. Okay, here they go now. With the smoke grenades, it's still possible here for C9, but FNATIC, they're just going to burst in there, aren't they, Dev?
No doubt FNATIC will just push on in when they know that time is right.
Oh.
There's another kill for Mentalist taking down the Pulse. Heady all the way in the garage, but FNATIC still have those 5 players alive. They could drop those hatches. Smoke grenades go out. Nova meets it with a Toxic Babe of his own. Mentalist likely to drop the hatch at any moment. And there you go. In fact, he is inside. Tex from the main stairs cuts off Heady. He gets traded back, but it's a 1 versus 4. It'll have to be an ace or deny the plat, and FNATIC does stop Nova in his tracks. Another round of attack for FNATIC.
4-2 on the attacking side of Bank, Dev. That's not something we see every day.
I wouldn't say Bank is one of the most attacker-sided, defender-sided maps, so I wouldn't be too upset yet if I'm Cloud9, but it certainly does give us a serious prospect of FNATIC shutting out this game without heading to overtime.
Yeah.
Keeping in mind, this is also on Cloud9's map pick. Next up, we'll head to Cafe, where we've seen good performances from FNATIC recently. A 7-1, as we said, in the 6th Invitational Qualifier against Homeless. So, Cloud9, I really think that we have to see them step up right now.
Look at this Jackal. I'm surprised FNATIC didn't bring the Jackal at all once.
Well, they didn't
need it, yeah.
I don't think they felt like they needed it. Yeah, there was that one round where they got stumped by MV Taylor upstairs, but
Attackers
Yeah.
need to locate and defuse
I don't know. I think Fnatic's roam clear was strong enough that they didn't need to bring the Jackal, and they wanted to bring all the other operators. They wanted Ash and Zofia for opening walls and clearing utility, and also I think that's a bit of a comfort pick for both of the players, Tex and Virtue as well.
Yeah.
Cloud9 would rather just do it nice and quickly with the Jackal. Be able to see who's where. Supplement there. Droning with some extra information. Magnet's going to try to get a sneaky thermite charge destroyed, I think, with that Maestro cam. Or it could be for Plantinile. I don't think they're actually reinforcing that main wall.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're making it very difficult to open. They've got the Zofia there, Cloud9, to open up, as well as the Jackal with the shotgun, of course. But it is going to be very difficult to open the walls.
Interesting strategy there from Fnatic, something that we haven't seen for quite a while. It used to be in favor, but now we have so many soft breaches. I don't think it's necessarily as powerful as it used to be, the unreinforcing of that wall.
What about this Monty pick? We haven't touched on that yet.
No, we haven't. Cloud9, actually, Monty is one of their most banned operators on attack. And there are a team who've favoured the Monty in the past. They have had some good shield players. They used to play Blitz as well when he was in meta. Typically, the Monty is for a plant downstairs, or for, I guess, some teams help at the roam clear. I don't know if it'll work though. We have so many good operators from Fnatic to counter that Montaigne pick. Right? We've got Smoke, Echo, and also the Pulse can throw a C4 over the back of the Monty. So these are the things I think will really help Fnatic to shut down Cloud9's Monty. Maybe they can use it to help take blue stairs though.
Yeah, it's definitely going to make that a lot easier. Virtue's going to be the one here. That's a lot of flashbangs coming on in, Dev.
Now he'll just play the long angle instead of the close one. Monty does get his shield opened up by the Echo.
He's getting harassed.
Oh, and the Echo drone's on the other side of the shield. That's clever. We'll have to see Zofia destroy the shield, potentially. Oh, as the Echo drone gets away safely. Nova going to destroy this barbed wire. Not only is the Echo drone now safe on the bomb side, but Nova has a Maestro device behind him that could start lighting him up. I think they'll save that for the plant, however. Now Nova spotting out all of the... oh, and that's both explosive charges from Zofia gone, and they still haven't taken out that Maestro camera, I don't believe.
Well, they're getting ready to execute nice and early here, Dev.
Well, they'll have to, because Fnatic have so much denial between the Echo and the Smoke, not to mention any C4s or other utility. Magnet's not on his Maestro, but that's fine, because Tex has got the Echo drones to deny this if need be, and Echo drone combined with a Smoke Grenade will force the Montaigne off of the plant. Yokai gets away safely as well.
Able to keep his drone alive. So it's going to live to shock another day, of course. But Cloud9, they just need to really start consistently trying to plant. Start baiting out that utility rather than giving them breaks here, Fnatic. There's another smoke bait, perfectly timed, and Fnatic might win on time alone here.
Especially as this Monty is losing so much HP. Lusty still has his C4 remaining. That C4 goes out and doesn't kill the Monty. Now that's a missed play. But Hetty moves in and tries to get aggressive on the bomb site. Virtue trades out OCN, who took out the smoke player. But this could work for Cloud9 there. They suddenly have the numbers advantage. Tex is providing all the information for Lusty, but he still hasn't denied this plan. The last two players remaining. Lusty finds one. Can Tex deny it with the Yokai? Nova has to plant as long as possible, but Cloud9 blitz through the bomb site and finish off Fnatic.
Wow. Looks like it was the Monty in the end, decided he'd had enough of trying to plant and just went for the kill. And, oh, Tex, instead of going aggressive, if he'd just stayed back, they would have won that one.
Man, Tex did so much in that round, though. There was so many... I think that's a really hallmark of this player, right? We saw him play Ashe the entire first half. He was the first man in the door most of the time.
Yeah.
We switch on to defense, and he's playing an incredibly strong supportive role, and he's playing it incredibly well. He didn't lose his Yokai drone when he put it aggressively in blue stairs. He successfully allowed Virtue to rotate out, and he successfully denied that plant for the better part of a minute.
Yeah.
That was really good, and even though he made that slight mistake at the end, where maybe if he hadn't peeked, they would have run that round.
I feel like there's no... He has to peek in that situation,
yeah. Or well, maybe his Yokai had been taken out and they were just going to stick the plant if and he didn't have info on that. So, oh man, that was a really, really strong round from Fnatic. They did almost everything right. I have to give them a lot of credit. If there's anything Fnatic didn't do that they should have done, it was have someone watching the run-in entrance from server into the bomb site, because that was how Heady got inside.
That's what Magnet was doing from Garage, but I think he ended up dying in a fight from Garage, right?
Yeah, I think there was a multifaceted pressure near the end. So I'm impressed that Cloud9, despite... Did they lose a player early? I thought they lost a player early. Maybe not. But despite having so much to do on the bomb site with the Monty and requiring so many players there, they still put enough pressure on multiple points that it was difficult for FNATIC to deal with. Right off the cuff, we'll see Cloud9 bring an IQ this time.
Oh yeah.
Smart move after how much they struggled with the Yokais in that previous round. Cloud9's most banned defender by far is Echo, so they're not necessarily used to playing it so much. And I think they've made that adaptation. It's a good idea.
Yeah, especially when they decided to ban the Kaid instead to counter that Thatcher ban, of course. Either way, it's been a great contest so far here, Dev. We've seen some great stuff and some from both teams.
Yeah, and that's really a telling round as well. I think after that first half, we were thinking maybe FNATIC can run away with this reasonably convincingly. We would be looking at a 7-4, something like that, 7-5 even. But no, I really think Cloud9 have their heads in the game. That's a convincing attack for me. Will have to be a repeat feat for them, however, as FNATIC have chosen to go CCTV again. It looks like for the most part they're doing the same strategy. I love how both of these teams are using the pulse for information gathering as well through the floor. Just to call out to their teammates who's in open area, who's above server, wherever they are.
I just think they're being more than one-dimensional in how they're playing the pulse.
Yeah, definitely. It's not just a pulse for gold vault, it's a pulse for all kinds of things.
Oh, lots of information from the IQ there.
Heartbeat sensor activated.
The IQ does find out where that pulse is, and I think he's now looking for utility. Oh, okay. This is a nice adaptation from FNATIC. How perfect! Instead of Virtue, it's now Mentalist in the stairs, and he uses his smoke grenades alongside the Yokai drone to actually kill the Monty straight up. Now that could be Cloud9's attack thwarted already.
Monty had nowhere to go when he was shocked. Shotgun and Smoke Babe combined.
Oh no!
That doesn't even
that's the last impact, and hasn't destroyed the shield.
Still have the concussion to go on in, but they're still getting blocked by the ADSs. And Mentalist, he wants to get aggressive. One, can he get the second? He retreats. No. Sweetback's going to land that shot, but it's also followed up by INVITATIONAL finding one, putting us into a 3-on-3.
This isn't actually so bad now. 3 versus 3, equal numbers. The Thermite's down, but pretty much all the hard breaching has been done, and these walls aren't reinforced here inside of server. Now, I don't think there's any utility that could destroy these walls. I don't think... Oh no, we do have a breaching charge, and it just fits on. So this could be exactly what they need. Let's see if INVITATIONAL can open up this one too, but there's really no time left. Cloud9, what can you do in this situation? You certainly can't go for a plan. Echo's on the board. IQ has to destroy it. It's going to pop up, but the Hibana takes it down. This plant goes down. It's now a 1 versus 2 post-plan situation for the Hibana of Oni-chan. No ammo left in the Type 89. FNATIC have to double peek this. They have the perfect weaponry for it. It's all on OCN.
Yeah, 2-3 armors as well. He's going to bait it out, the defuse, but... can't find the shots, can't find the headshots, and that's going to be FNATIC finding the round on lockers now. Was that Magnet's first kill?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Oh, he's got 2.
No, okay. Thank you, MC. Look, that was a wild ride.
That was.
I was impressed from FNATIC right when they killed that Monty first up. I thought that was a really good adaptation, rotating the smoke into blue stairs. Following that, it looked like Cloud9 was slipping, but they did equal up the man count.
Yes.
And then we realized 15 seconds on the clock, there's no way they can get this plant down. And yet, some really good vigilant work from the Hibana took out that Echo drone, managed to lock down the plant. That was perfect. Problem was, then we're in a post-plant 1 versus 2, and Hibana has no ammo in her primary. The fact that it got that close, though.
C9 have looked really good on their 2 attacks so far, haven't they? They've looked like something goes pear-shaped and they're able to correct really easily. That's what I've been very impressed with them so far.
They're really good at salvaging situations.
Yes.
And, well, we are only 2 rounds off of a FNATIC map victory, but they'll have to rotate now to their less favored bomb sites. So Cloud9 are still in it with a serious fighting chance here.
I'm just surprised that they've gone for open area over here, FNATIC.
Yeah, well, it's the least picked bomb site on the map in general. And FNATIC, as we were touching on in the map ban veto, we've only seen FNATIC play this map 3 times in the last 6 months. So we don't have a lot of VODs.
Yeah.
And of those 3 times, how many times do you think they picked open area? Now, I haven't gone over the VODs, but I'm going to guess it was probably between 0 and 1.
Yeah, I think it's something that, you know, they have been known to pull out in the past, but it's not something we've seen them consistently do. You know, it's not like their identity on Bank.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There are certainly a lot of teams that do experiment with this bomb site, but you know, how much practice does Cloud9 get against it? And are they prepared for this? Typically how we see these open area holds pan out is that the attackers are going to get control of the top floor. They're going to open the hatches. That's kind of a given, especially because Cade's not banned. You can't really protect those hatches. So usually we'd see a lot of presence off-site from the defense, especially near that tellers area. Presence looking downstairs as well. Here it is Magnet looking down through that hatch into their red hallway below.
Yeah, they're getting sandwiched from on top and from below. We got the pressure, I think. Oh, Lusty's very close to Envy Taylor right there. It seems like FNATIC are placing a lot of stock in down below. I think they're going to want to drop below and try and use C4s to deny from below in open, perhaps. Cafeterias, obviously, they're going to have to defend on site, but that's a bit easier to do.
Yeah, you're right. It is a great way to get out of dodge when the pressure comes onto the bomb site, dropping those hatches, but Cloud9 are cutting off those rotations, which is really powerful. The castle barricade on the lobby door towards elevators is also protecting Tex from that lobby side, which is really powerful, allowing him to continue staying in that position. Eddie wants to push down these main stairs. His position telegraphed now to the Legion. Eddie will be walking into a crossfire in likelihood, as we've got Tex and Lusty here together. Virtue as well backing him up, so 3 FNATIC players stacked around this area with a rotation to tellers as well.
It looks like Envy Taylor's decided he doesn't want to muck around downstairs. He's gone all the way up to the roof. Cloud9, they're going to have to get on their bike if they want to get anywhere in this round.
We really haven't seen a lot of progress made by Cloud9, and the thing that confuses me the most is why haven't we seen them go above tellers and start opening up the floor? They have a sledge, for goodness sake. That's exactly what they should be doing. They'll do it in stock now, but it's not the bomb site you need to clear. It's actually elsewhere in tellers. That's where all the players are. How many people from FNATIC do you think are actually on the bomb site? None now, as one was taken out, but here's another kill for Cloud9, and looking the wrong direction. Oni-chan finds one. Mentalist now coming for this flank. Just 2 players left for FNATIC. Things are slipping away.
Yeah, and it's now a 5-on-1. Great shot there from Nova. Tex finished off flawless round for C9. It was looking completely horrible for Cloud9, and suddenly they just flip a switch and a flawless round.
That's something that I've got to say, what I think happened there for Cloud9 is they spent the entire round trying to feel out FNATIC's strategy, because of course coming into that round they didn't know what is FNATIC's open area strat. Well, they don't know because FNATIC don't play that bomb site very much. They don't play this map very much. Yeah. So Cloud9 isn't going to be able to say, okay, it's FNATIC doing the open area strat, we know what that is, all right, let's do this strategy to counter it. So they spent about 2 minutes just figuring out what FNATIC were doing, what the positions were, and then they realized, okay, there's actually an opening. If we push onto the bomb site, we only have to kill 1 player, and then everyone else has to make a rotate between the elevator hallway or between archives through admin office. So they just watched those positions, they had people pressure those, and that worked perfectly. I think, yeah, really well done. Cloud9 also read into FNATIC perfectly, expecting someone to push up those main stairs. And Oni-chan being able to find that kill onto, I think it was Mentalist?
That was Lusty.
Lusty, that's right, the Mozzie player.
Yes.
That was so essential as well, because it denied that top floor presence from FNATIC as well.
That's one of the things, like, is kind of a FNATIC staple, isn't it? Where they'll wait for you to leave an area and then they'll retake it when you think you've just cleared it.
Yeah. Absolutely a staple. We often see FNATIC do, I always call it the double flank. You have 2 players from FNATIC, usually assisted by some kind of information, maybe a Valkyrie camera or a Pulse. And 2 players from FNATIC will go for a flank. In that case, it was just the one, and maybe that was the problem there. But nonetheless, it was a great attack round from Cloud9. And I think that the lesson I'm learning right now is when Cloud9 are attacking, if you have doubts, just wait. Just wait, because they managed to pull something out of nothing far more frequently than you'd expect.
Interesting to see the old Ash ACOG out here, Dev. It's not something we get to see too much these days.
That's right.
Ooh,
R4C is
close.
R4C is so good, most people favour it over the G36, but I guess INVITATIONAL does want that ACOG. He'll be trying to clear this top floor, opening up all the windows. In fact, a lot of repelling going on these windows. It looks like Cloud9 are trying to cut off a lot of rotations. FNATIC are happy to just sit tight though. We'll need to see Cloud9 start pushing in and dislodging these FNATIC players. Otherwise, they'll be happy to just sit there, not get caught off by rotating.
Information game there for FNATIC. Lots of info, and this is what I suppose this is what we've been seeing from C9, isn't it? They take quite a long time to make their first move, or they just sit back and then we see them explode once they've gathered all their information. There we go. We see them take this top floor. Now I think there was still one more player up here. Wow, FNATIC gave this up easily.
Yeah, I think that can be a smart move, right? Because it costs them absolutely nothing to roam up there and then run away. And that's half the round gone. So yes, they did lose this control, but you know, Cloud9 are still clearing this. It's half the round down. So good effort from FNATIC, and now Cloud9, the typical thing here is you open up the floor, you start clearing out the bomb site. We know FNATIC, they're likely to put presence outside of the bomb site, especially over near the main stairs on the lower half. Oh, aggressive peek out on the back of a Yokai drone, but Lusty gets taken out. Really good work from Sweetblack to be aware of that. Mentalist does find a trade though, elsewhere, taking down only Chan. As the smoke grenades gone from Cloud9.
Magnet with his own little hole looking out into lobby. Gee, that's a long angle. Looks like C9 are getting ready to execute with 30 seconds to go, Dev. We go, opened up. Surely we'll have the diffuser come on through. No smokes left now that the Kappa Tower's down. He's going to have to hope the copy machine covers him or he can get right up against the wall. Nova going in, diffuser on board. He's going to send it. Finds Magna on the side, going to start planting. Second now, yes, there we go, 15 seconds on the clock. Oh, FNATIC, the pings are coming on out. Isn't enough information.
Only 2 players left for FNATIC, but is that a denial? No! There's not enough ammunition for either of them. No one can deny the plant. Now it's a post-plant retake. 1 kill for Nova. It's all on Virtue, but we know him. Virtue always wins these.
He's only got 23 bullets though, Dev, in his primary left.
And no ammo to fill afterwards as well.
Knows where the diffuser is thanks to the pings coming on out. He's going to find that one. You just know he's won this, Dev. 1v1. Impact grenade going on out. Right on the pings of Sweetblack. He's low now. He just needs to land the 1 bullet. He's going to do it. Virtue finds the 1 versus 3 clutch to find FNATIC's 6th round match point.
Never doubt Virtue.
You just know he's going to do it.
You know he's always going to win those. 1 versus 3, no worries, Virtue says. Don't count him out until the round's over, and well, he certainly showed us how to win that round. What a good attack from Cloud9, and I just can't believe that Virtue pulled that off.
Yeah, pistol for 1, finds the other one getting too aggressive. Going for the prone peak, you're never going to win that. 16 bullets left, the impact grenade takes him low, and yeah, finished off with the body shot. Plenty of time left there to defuse. Beautiful stuff for Jake. Another highlight for the highlight reel.
Oh, so many. I was the other day I was going through some clips. I was trying to look for matches I'd cast and some highlight clips from those matches. And I noticed about 3 of my clips out of like 5 were all just Virtue. Virtue like 1v3s, 1v4s, all these clutches. It was so many highlights every season. What season 10? He got a 1v3 against Wildcard for match point in their online match. He also got like a 1 versus 4 against Zealous in the first match of the season. The man's insane.
Well, you know what they say, Dev. Patience is a virtue, but so is clutching.
Well, Virtue is a virtue for FNATIC at the moment. And look, as much as we're hailing our praise onto Virtue, you've got to give credit to the entire FNATIC roster, because you'll notice every single one of those kills he had information on, and he had callouts from his team. There were echo drones, I believe it was an echo drone, on both the objective where he killed the... Actually, I'm not sure if he killed someone on the objective.
Yeah, he did. One was pushing him. He got the pistol kill.
That's right, yeah. And also the player out in the lobby was also being spotted as well. So, you know, Virtue's job's a lot easier when he has 4 players speaking to him, giving him really great call-outs, who have placed drones and utility in really great positions to help him out.
Well, match point here, Dev, for FNATIC.
I mean, that could be the clutch that slides this game.
Yeah.
Because I really thought Cloud9 had a chance of getting back into it, and it would be 5-5 right now if Cloud9 haven't let that 3 versus 1 slip through their fingers. And, well, now FNATIC can go down to that primary bomb site, the one that they had so much success on earlier when they played the smoke in the stairs. Cloud9 aren't bringing the Montaigne, however. Haven't done a downstairs attack thus far without the Monty.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're prepared to really flush out these blue stairs without him.
I think surely they have a plan, right? Like they should have known that FNATIC was going to the lockers. It's been 2 rounds since they last were.
They don't have very much soft breach utility. They'll just be relying on those 2 Zephyr lifelines, and we've seen how there weren't enough of those in the past. There's also information being delivered to Mentalist thanks to that bulletproof camera underneath that shelf. Mentalist knows that his position is going to be revealed, exposed as the hatch was opened, so he retreats back to the bomb site. C4 still, smoke babes still in hand. A smart move for the smoke.
Yeah, wasted half the round now here, FNATIC. Although, what we've seen from Cloud9 is they can still execute. They've got plenty of time as long as they've got 1 second.
Yeah, time wasted as you said, but don't count out C9. FNATIC actually want to go for that double flank. It's something we talked about in the past, and they want to do it. 2 players were pushing up the main stairs, and I think that they've fallen off that as there was a player watching that flank. It was Heady. The smoke grenade did try to push Heady back, but a drone is watching that, and he knows that there's no one flanking upstairs. So good job from Cloud9 to shut that down. However, they didn't find any kills from it, so they'll have to go for this plant. They see the one, and no! An unfortunate missed shot from Sweet Black nails his own teammate's head, and now there's no planter up. Lusty still has his C4 and so much information. Still smoke babes, still Maestro cameras and echo drones. This looks like it could be all over for Cloud9.
That was so unfortunate there, but they've still got time to execute, Devs. You can't count them out, as we've said multiple times in this match. Heady's going to pick up that diffuser. He's going to stand in the smoke, and there's Magnet to find him with the headshot. He's going to continue tapping away as this time's just counting on down. I think this might be over. C4 shot in the air. And, oh yeah, 1v5, all for Envy Taylor. What an anticlimactic ending here, Dev.
So perfect for FNATIC. They're just going to pile on with the team kills, but FNATIC will take Cloud9's map off bank 7-4.
Oh, it always kills me when it's such an anticlimactic end like that. It's hard to hype it up.
Why you got to point it out, man? Yeah, that's just, I think we can all hang that last round on that team kill from Sweet Black.
Yeah, you know, it seems like a lot of things would have been mentally piling on to C9. Of course, that previous clutch, and then, of course, the, as you said, the team kill as they're going for the execute. Look, Cloud9 were looking ready, looking to go in, and I can't blame Sweet Black for shooting there.
No.
He saw the head, but that's just when Nova runs in front. That's just unfortunate.
Really unfortunate, and it makes you question, what can you do to make sure that doesn't happen again? And I think that's communication. It
Make
just
him run around.
well, yeah, maybe Nova just needed to run around. Maybe it was Nova's fault after all. But, you know, maps aren't only won and lost in those dire last moments. Maps are won and lost in the moments earlier in the round where FNATIC won rounds that they shouldn't have, like that 1 versus 3 clutch from Virtue. And, man, I think we've gotten a taste so far of the new FNATIC, and I'm really liking what I'm seeing.
Yeah, but they did have a couple of growing pains. There was a couple of rounds where they made some silly mistakes, but other than that, they have seemed, you know, flawless in the rounds where they've played well.
Definitely. I think that as individuals, the FNATIC roster are perfect. All of these 5 players are, as individuals, really, really exceptional players who are good enough individually to have their spot on this team. And the mishaps that FNATIC have had, like the failed rushes, are just the growing pains, as you said. They're things that the team needs to work out over time.
Yeah, I'd really like to go back and look at that one round with the Finker on the CEO. I really didn't want to go in depth on that one.
Yeah, well, it's a shame that we didn't really get to see it from a very good angle. But I mean, I don't blame our observer. We were constantly talking about the guy on the windows, and nothing happened near the guy on the windows. It was all on the other side of the map.
Well, you know, that's what you were told, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Focus on the windows.
Well, actually, maybe that was the plan all along from Magnet. Focus on the windows playing Finker so that we don't actually get to see their strat. Oh man, that was a wild ride, and yeah, I mean, I'm really loving what I'm seeing so far from both of these teams.
Yeah, C9 definitely looking a lot stronger, but you know, FNATIC look like they might be back.
Yeah, well, they might be. We've got 2 more maps potentially to see how these teams are functioning. FNATIC are one step closer though to the 6th Invitational. We'll see who wins map number 2 of Cafe after this short break.
Lately, I've been thinking, what brings us together? This is the very heart of our rainbow community. We come together so that we may push each other to be the best possible version of ourselves. What we do here is more than about winning. It's about creating a legacy of champions, names that will echo forever into the future. A constant reminder that there has always been more that unites us than divides us. Join us. We will come together so that we may be stronger apart.
Part-time jobs, chasing all my dreams now lately. No matter if I try too hard, nothing's ever enough, baby. No, I don't care too much. I don't care too much. As long as I can keep you by my side, I don't care too much. We got time, no rush. In your eyes, I always see there is something meant for me. In your eyes, I always feel different.
Welcome back. It's time for map number 2, Cloud9 versus FNATIC. We've already had our first map where FNATIC took it 7-4 on bank, Cloud9's pick. Second map's coming right up next. I'm Dev. Monkey, we back.
We back.
We back. Look, FNATIC's looking pretty good.
Yeah, FNATIC are looking pretty good. I think, we're back, but are FNATIC back?
I think they are.
I want to see, all right, I want to see if, for us to say that they're back, they need to go to the Invitational and beat another team, like from either Europe, America, or Latin. Yeah,
I feel like since APAC got introduced into the global, Pro League and Six Invitational ecosystem, we've seen it's been a milestone every time one of our APAC teams beats a really well-known big team. And I think the first big one was FNATIC when they were Mindfreak beating Team Liquid. That was oh my goodness, that we've beaten Team Liquid now. And since then, we've had Norengo's beaten some EU teams like Penta. We've seen what are some of the other big ones? We've seen Rogue get beaten. We've seen Evil Geniuses get beaten by FNATIC.
Well, we saw recently Giants lose to Airwolf.
That's right. Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest one we've ever seen, maybe potentially as well. So is that when we think that FNATIC is back, when they head to Six Invitational and they beat FaZe or Empire or G2?
That's what I'm saying. I can't say they're back until they're at that level again.
All right. Well, they're not even at that point yet. They're not even close to it. There's still a lot of work to do. So let's talk about this map number 2 briefly before we get into it. Cafe, it is FNATIC's pick, and it's not necessarily the most obvious pick we'd expected from them.
Yeah, it's a map that they've kind of been keeping on the back burner. We did see them play it, I think, only once during the last season of Pro League, which they ended up losing. They were up 5-0. They have recently did they play it through the qualifiers to get here?
Yes. Yeah, so it was their final map to earn their spot at this LAN event was against Homeless, and they beat it 7. They won 7-1. So Cafe is decent territory for FNATIC, and Cloud9, well, they've already on one setback. Now it's time for map number 2, Cloud9 versus FNATIC. Will we see 3 maps in the series, or will FNATIC take it nice and cruisily through to the grand final? Let's find out.
Ban phase, of course. You're going to see similar ops bans, you reckon, Dev? I wouldn't be surprised if we did see the IQ banned this time, but no, now we've got a hard breach ban.
Yeah, it's a strange hard breach to ban on this map, in my opinion. I think Thermite is the most powerful hard breacher on Cafe. So with that still in, I don't know how much that'll get affected. We've got Thatcher and Hibana banned out, so all of those reinforced walls are going to be really, really safe. FNATIC also used the mute really, really well in that last game, and I think that threw off Cloud9 a little bit. So the Thatcher is being banned is going to make that mute even more hard to dislodge as well.
Followed up by Mira. Has that been 2 similar bans for FNATIC here?
Yeah. Mira 2 times in a row. And last time we saw the Cade ban from Cloud9, probably not going to happen here. It's quite a different situation. Unfortunately, we do have Heady drop, but I'm sure he'll be back before too long. Let's see what they lock in. It's a mute, so there you go.
Yeah.
I think that's a perfect ban. Honestly, it worked so well against Cloud9 in the previous game. And with Thatcher banned, mute is so powerful on Cafe. I think we'll see a lot of Mozzie still, and probably a lot of Bandit or Cade as well for walls. But yeah, I think that mute ban from Cloud9 is a really excellent idea.
Well, it is going to be C9 starting on defense, of course, going for the top floor. Pretty standard.
You know what else is pretty?
Us.
That's why you're going to get to see us. I'm glad that you picked up on that.
Yeah, I knew where you're going. I'm full of myself.
Yeah, don't worry, we all are here. So yeah, obviously we had to play DC, but we'll be back in before no time. But we got some juicy stuff to talk about.
Yes.
So top floor, Hibana, Thatcher, off the table. So getting those walls open, let's do some Cafe 101, right?
No, hold on. Let me just jump in first.
All right.
Surely those bans are more focused on the kitchen bomb site rather than the top floor.
Maybe
the Thatcher and the mute, because I feel like any other bandits you're going to put down are going to be very easy to deny without having the Thatcher. Whereas on the kitchen bomb site, it's going to be a lot harder to deny any bandits or mutes.
I see what you're saying. Because for example, when you're playing on that top floor attack and you want to remove any bandit batteries or mute jammers from the piano wall, you can just rappel on the window and take it out.
Yeah.
Likewise, if you want to remove any on the freezer wall, you can shoot it from the skylight.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see that, but I think the mute power on the top floor is really in drone denial, information denial. It's super useful. I think that's really the power of the mute on that top floor. And mute can jam a lot more drones than Mozzie can. Mozzie can only jam one door per one drone per doorway. You put it on one doorway, and as soon as one drone's get through it, then another drone can come through and won't get destroyed.
Yeah.
Whereas Mute stops every single drone coming through that doorway. And also you have a lot more of them than you do Mozzie Pests, where you only have 3. So I can see the Mute being useful downstairs, or having been useful downstairs. It stands now, but I think the power of that Mute is for information denial, and that's what Cloud9 struggled with last game.
What about the Hibana ban? Like, I can only really see them wanting to drop down into the stairs to open up the wall from Red Stairs into Christmas, to open up the wall rather than being able to do it from above. They're going to set up some smoke grenades for traps or something. That's the only reason I could think, but
yeah,
it's a very strange ban.
Yeah, the Hibana ban is a strange one for me. I feel like either of the other hard breaches I would understand a little bit more. If it was a Thermite, for example, it means that Hibana is your only hard breach, so and Maverick. So if you want, let's say you want to open an entrance from Red Stairs into Piano, you need to use at least 2 pellets from your Hibana, and then you only have 1 left for the freezer wall. Yeah. So whereas Thermite, you can open both fully walkable holes. And let's say you want to ban Maverick, it's so that it forces the attackers to clear off utility using Thatcher or what have you. And it means Maverick can be a really difficult operator to play against sometimes. If there's just lots of little holes in a wall, Maverick can sneakily expose positions. So I can kind of understand a Thermite ban or a Maverick ban, but a Hibana ban? I don't know, like, I'm not saying that it's a bad ban. I'm sure it's a great ban, but I'm just trying to think of like, why.
You know, Dev, it might be just because we're casters, we don't get it, but I don't know, I suppose with that top floor bomb site, I feel like when you're attacking it, you don't want to play it like you do with most bomb sites, where you try and isolate just a little part and plant. It's very hard to plant on that bomb site. I think you need to take the whole floor with force. I think,
top floor.
Yeah, the whole top floor.
Yeah, no, I totally see you with that one. I think that planting, like the very plant-based meta has kind of gone away a lot. We don't really... We don't see teams go for, like, we were in the Ying and the Smoke and the Glaz metas in the past, where it was all about your execute and then you force down a plant and the defenders can't do anything about it. We've really gone past that now, and we're in a meta that you're good if you can get a plant down, but actually more often than not, the round ends by kills. Yeah. By taking control of the whole bomb site. Because if you don't clear out the whole bomb site, chances are they've got a Maestro, Echo, a C4, a smoke grenade, something that's going to deny your plant. So, well, we'll have a look. FNATIC obviously can't bring the Thatcher and can't bring the Hibana. They just have the one hard breach of the Thermite. And not a lot of gadgets to get rid of mute jammers and the like. I guess you could try to use the IQ, go below. You could use some explosives.
Well, for one, there is no mute jammers, but...
oh, sorry. I meant like the K charges and such. Like the wall denial.
Yeah.
I guess you could use your IQ, go below. You could try and throw grenades in and such.
I suppose the Kaid is a lot better for holding down those walls from freezer.
Yeah, definitely. Because you can put it at the top of the wall and then it can't be shot from the skyline.
Yeah, especially without the Thatcher, so, you know, that's great. Looking at the rest of the operators, though, FNATIC bring in a buck, so they can take him out from below as well as the IQ, so they can also shoot him through the floor.
Yeah, I feel like FNATIC's operator lineup is very much telegraphing a vertical playstyle, which we don't actually see very on meta on this bomb site. Some teams do it. Wildcard's been a team to do it a lot, play a lot of Bok on this bomb site, and it certainly can work, especially when you complement it with people playing on the windows. Bok works so well when you have someone cutting off rotations on the floor that you're exposing, and then someone below the Bok opening up angles.
That FMG9 on the smoke?
I think it is, and it is a bit of a laser beam. We'll see whether he can find any kills with it.
Suppose there was just no setup that INVITATIONAL wanted to do. He did just dodge that grenade though earlier. Lucky to be alive in that case. So FNATIC, yeah, taking downstairs first here, Dev. It's not like they're dropping through the hatches and opening what they can. Tex has found one of those cameras with his IQ scanner. It looks like all of C9 is on that top floor. He is finding so much stuff here. Just needs to readjust if he wants to be able to find the Electroclaw on the wall there. Right, Envy Taylor Looks like he's going to be put under some pressure as the Dokkaebi phone calls come on out. Here's the player still repelling on the window. He's going to send out the gas grenade. Trying to hide behind his shield here. Seems very slow from FNATIC. It feels like I'm watching lawn bowls.
Yeah, I think that they're still figuring out what is the strategy from Cloud9, how can they deal with it. At the start of the round, a grenade was thrown in to try to destroy that deployable shield at the pixel spot, but INVITATIONAL was taken out regardless from magnet repelling on the windows, and they didn't even have to destroy that deployable shield. Now Virtue has control of Piano. They'll try to drone up ahead. He sees that white hallway is clear.
Only 40 seconds though, Dev. They've gone super slow on this one.
Yeah, and Virtue's no longer below as well, so that vertical pressure is mostly alleviated. Tex is there below, but he doesn't have any utility to open up the floor, just to destroy utility. Super Black is really low HP inside the freezer, and that freezer wall gets open now. As you said, no time remaining. FNATIC are going to have to turn up the heat. 18 seconds, and it's still so quiet in the server. FNATIC finally realizing maybe this is the time where we have to move forward. Is there really an opportunity to go for a plant here? Nova finds the first kill, but a team kill from Lusty. But Cloud9 only have the one player left. Scott from both sides, he is eventually taken down. And what, that was 12 seconds on the clock, and FNATIC push in through the bomb site and kill everyone.
Yeah, it was just a bit like a lazy stroll, wasn't it?
Well, you got 3 minutes, FNATIC, and they want to use every second of it.
Selfish.
Just, they want to keep the fans excited, make it look like they're not going to win the round. They had got one pick, right? So they were in a numbers advantage, 5v4.
Yeah.
But especially when the Maestro of Nova got that first pick, it did make me a bit concerned for FNATIC on that round. And the team kill as well. Lusty killing Magnet, or Magnet killing Lusty.
There's been so many team kills in this match, hasn't there?
Yeah, there has. I don't know.
3 or so?
Oh, yes. Ah, yes. It's the Goyo. The first time we've seen him utilized in an APAC finals.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by...
Well, I don't know. What do you reckon about Goyo?
I really want to see more of him. It's not an operator that I feel fits my play style. You know, I love to get super aggressive. So I haven't been playing him much. I feel like he's great for playing defensive, of course. And he's going to be great for time denial. But it's one of those ones where they have to play into your hands, you know?
Yeah, I agree to some degree. You know, you have to... it's very unexplored. And look, with the Goyo, it is in some ways a area denial operator, but it's also kind of a utility sink operator where you're forcing the enemy to use up their gadgets. And
yep.
If you have a look at how many operators from FNATIC can destroy those Goyo shields, we've got 3 operators, each with 2 bits of utility that can destroy them. We've got Dokkaebi and Bark, each have 2 grenades, plus Sophia with 2 impact charges. I don't see those Goyo shields staying alive for very long.
Yeah, but it seemed like they also set it up as one was... Like, they're using them mostly as shields, right? Like, normally you'd see people, like, not stick behind the Goyo shield so closely.
Oh, it's dangerous, right?
Reload!
But, like, they were setting them up in common holding areas that they're going to use. So maybe they're just taking it as 3 volatile deployable shields?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. I don't want to make too many judgments before it's started.
Oh yeah, of course.
INVITATIONAL once again holding this top floor position. Last time it was taken out by that west window of Piano over near the bar, top of red stairs. No one repelling there at the moment. This is the same bomb site, but we have a lot more downstairs presence with those Goyo shields as well. It's for Oni-chan to help control this bottom white stairs a bit better. I think it's to try and prevent that vertical play as well. With Bark moving in downstairs, he can't push through that hallway if they detonate that Goyo shield. I really like that.
Oh, and Mentalist, he wants to spring up these stairs, doesn't he? CZ in hand.
It's not brought frag grenades either for some reason. Decided to choose the smoke grenades. I wonder if he has a specific purpose in mind.
Perhaps that's for the execute.
Reloading!
They don't have any other smokes on hand.
And he's nowhere near the execute. He's playing a flank position.
once again, this is like very slow, you know, afternoon stroll kind of pace here from FNATIC. Here we go. Here comes the action.
Surely Envy Taylor can just play passively here, and he decides last round he was taken out. He decides this round not to be exposed for as long. He completely defaults away from that position at Pixel. Forfeits Piano to the attackers. Probably a good move, especially as that defenders have a Goyo shield that they can use to their advantage when holding the white hallway.
I suppose like this is FNATIC's map pick, and they're not looking fluid, are they? They're looking a bit clunky on these attacks.
The proof is in the round results though, and they did win that first one, so I don't want to dismiss them too much.
This is 5v5 with 20 seconds to go, Dev. It's going to be an explosive final 20 seconds.
The Bucks opened up a rotation onto the bomb site. It worked out for FNATIC last time. They blitzed in so quickly. Magnet drops the hatch. He gets taken down. Mentalist does retrade. Another player falls in, and FNATIC are falling apart. Only one left in Cloud9. It seemed like everything happened the same as last round, but Cloud9 held on.
Yeah, there's that Goyo set off deliberately, waiting for the rush on in.
What was that? Where did the Dokumi come from?
Fell from the roof.
Materialized.
But yeah, as I said, right, like FNATIC just dawdling, taking their time. It's looks like they're gonna, of course, have to change the bomb site after C9 did win that last round. I wonder if it's going to be different for FNATIC. It just seems like they don't have a direction in what way they want to take these attacks.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like FNATIC's the basic strategy here is take control of Piano, take control of underneath, and with that Dokumi pick especially, I think that was the purpose of that was to brute force the white stairs. That's my guess.
Yes.
And to get rid of any roamers who are roaming below to allow the Buck or Tex, whoever it is, to move in downstairs and clear out utility or exposed positions. But FNATIC haven't been spending having Virtue downstairs to open up the floor. So is Virtue's purpose more so just to be on the top floor to open up that rotation between Piano and the bar?
Plus
and
he has frags.
He has frags, so and he's a good fragger and a good entry. So is his role just an entry onto Piano, or do they want to use him for vertical play from below?
5 seconds left.
I'm not entirely sure. But nonetheless, it works the first time, and I think the second time, one of the things that worked well for Cloud9 is they were just a little bit more prepared for FNATIC to play in that slow play style and then push in through at the end. And Cloud9 were ready to just hold on through those last few seconds and get off cameras, hold down right click, and when you see a player, hold down left click.
They don't have a Goyo this time either, C9, which I suppose is one of the perfect operators for that very slow play style, isn't it?
Yeah, the slower FNATIC is to deal with those Goyo shields, the more impactful they become later in the round, a bit like a smoke grenade.
It's an investment.
Yeah. So it's the fireplace and fireplace and library. Yeah, it's reading, library, fireplace, dining.
Book.
So many different Oh man, so many different synonyms or words that we use to describe the same rooms. So yeah, it's fireplace, library. So yeah, we'll FNATIC once again playing fairly slowly. Cloud9 do have some presence up top, but FNATIC are dealing with that. Maverick being employed. Take this top floor. Great for exposing angles into that freezer, which has been fully reinforced.
I think it's once again FNATIC taking their sweet time.
Attackers have located a bomb.
But they are making progress here. They've got a lot of map control.
Yeah.
Especially Tex here and Train, a really powerful position. And
So close to the site.
yeah, while he may seem very close to the bomb site, he's still very far from being able to plant in there, as the bomb site has been opened up to enable Cloud9 to deny players inside. Sweet Black actually missed Tex cross. He's watching through the drone hole in the mining room. And Oni-chan is, I think, looking for Tex inside. Tex will try to take out some of those Valkyrie cameras, I believe. No, what is that? Is that...
That through the floor with a shotgun. I heard the buck shotgun going.
I'm not sure exactly where Virtue is. Intending to push next. Opened up an angle towards the long hallway. Maybe able to push in. Take control. Top of the stairs and towards reading. Virtue opening up a lot of angles now. Dokumi spots out the Maestro.
There's no flow here, Dev. It's so hard to tell what FNATIC's plan is exactly.
But they are
Just sitting around and taking a fight.
They are inching closer and closer to the objective and gaining that map control, though. They just haven't found any fights yet. And C9 have been waiting and biding their time, getting as much information as possible. And they do find the first kill, but there's more refrag. Sweet Black finds 2, holding on to this red hallway. Pushes up as well. Looking for another fight. Virtue wants to enter into library. It's an exposed position. Virtue does have the diffuser, but there's no one near him to back him up. Are they on the top floor, the last 2 remaining players? Surely they've got to be. Oni-chan is so close to being able to deny this kill. He gets the down onto the diffuser player. And no, Magna wants to go for the plant, but he goes to revive instead. And Cloud9 win on time.
Well, that was unfortunate.
I don't think you wanted to revive Virtue there.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I mean, there was 1 second left. There's 7-second plant time. 1 player downed. Magnet would have been planting the diffuser. I think there was another player from FNATIC up, but he would have had to cover when there were 2 Cloud9 players right around the corner. I think it's safe to say that FNATIC would have lost that round regardless of whether Magnet started planting or not.
So FNATIC don't play Cafe for quite a while, then bring it out here at this event, and we see this pace from them, Dev. Like, am I being too critical here?
I mean, I think you've got to give credit to what FNATIC are doing well. They are taking map control, and while they are very slow, I think that sometimes a slow playstyle like the one that they're doing actually can work really well. But the thing is that Cloud9 aren't playing into their hands. Cloud9 aren't trying to get over aggressive. They're not getting antsy. When FNATIC are playing incredibly slowly and time's ticking away, Cloud9 is happy to just sit there and wait for FNATIC to make a move and then play reactively.
Yeah.
And that's the perfect way to deal with this.
I suppose Tex has quite a lot of experience on Cafe. It's one of his old team's best maps.
Yeah. That said, on the final day of the Pro League, Tex, FNATIC beat Sinister, who Tex was playing for at the time, 7-2 on Cafe. I mean, having a look at FNATIC's results on Cafe, we got a lot of victories in the qualifiers to get here to this event. They won it twice. They won it in the Pro League twice. Then before that, in 6 Masters, they won it quite a few times in the actual LAN finals itself twice. One of which was a 7-0. So, you know, on paper, for the kind of long-term results, at least in the last, 2 or 3 months, things are actually looking really good on Cafe. But this is almost an entirely new roster. We got 2 out of 5 players who aren't the same that won all those games, and Cloud9 can go over those VODs and analyze and counter FNATIC's playstyle. But taking us back down to earth for a moment and looking at this round, pushing onto the bakery, Lusty does find that first kill.
That's what they would have banned the Hibana for as well, Dev. That wall that was behind Head, he's not going to be opened up.
That makes perfect sense.
He's been completely shut out there by Lusty. Oh, and they are getting destroyed here, Cloud9. Looks like they are playing into the slow play style of FNATIC in this round, Dev.
I think FNATIC have realized maybe they just need to have something to brute force these angles, and the Blackbeard seemed to work perfectly. Mentalist would have lost that gunfight if he wasn't the Blackbeard.
Yep.
Now Cloud9 using a lot of utility to push that main prep wall.
Yeah, they have to get aggressive now, don't they?
Magnet successfully unreinforces that wall using the Maverick trick. Now, Nova and Sweet Black are both keen to contest this angle. Nova doesn't know it, but there are 2 players just to the right, and his C4 could take them both out. Sweet Black all out of gas grenades now, and there's a whole minute to go. Sweet Black finds 1, but it's a 1 versus 4. It'll have to be a hell of a clutch for him to stay in this round, and I don't think it's going to happen.
Nope.
There you go, FNATIC shut him down.
Alright, so that was a lot better. I definitely agree with you. The Blackbeard was a great pick from FNATIC, enabling them to brute force that. I also think C9 were probably a bit too happy to peek.
Yeah, definitely.
I suppose, that Hibana ban also makes sense now.
Yeah, so I really like that. I don't know what many people call it. Some people call it small bakery. You know how bakery has now been kind of divided with those 2 walls in that doorway. That little wall from where the bus stop is. Yeah, that'd be where you would typically use your Hibana pellets. So I mean, it's such a specific usage of that operator. It's funny to ban an operator just for that one tiny use. But yeah, it does, I guess, allow Cloud9 to play behind the Cupcake stand a little bit better, except for the fact that if they peek out and die, then they're not holding Cupcake very well.
I think the thing is as well, though, Dev, is that the kitchen was their third choice bomb site. Like, you don't really put your bands around your third choice bomb site, you know?
Well, maybe they were confident enough with their other two bomb sites. But clearly they didn't need to ban any other attacking operator. Maybe they actually wanted to ban the Thatcher, and they didn't have any other particular operator they wanted to ban.
Look at the kills there as well. FNATIC is leading the way in terms of kills, whereas it's even Stevens on the score count. On the rank
Well,
count.
I think that part of that is because some of the rounds Cloud9 has won, FNATIC have been alive, they just ran out of time. So, like that library bomb site attack where FNATIC lost, they had 3 players alive when they lost. They ran out of time because they couldn't plant.
Yeah, that's a great point. Also, I suppose it shows that you know, FNATIC are winning more rounds flawlessly. Like especially that last one, there was only one kill.
That's true. But now we return back to this top floor bomb site.
They did tease out the Goyo. They've gone for the Mozzie this time instead for Oni-chan. So yeah, he's picked off that one. Oh, man. Mentalist's going to escape. Looks like he's on the Ash now, Dev.
It's not partial to switching his operators a little bit. Now, Cloud9, last time they won this bomb site, it was really just a game of patience. We'll see whether they decide to change many of their positions. They did, obviously, you said, with the Mozzie trying to deny drones a little bit. Magnet previously from this window, Repel killed the player in pixel spot. That's Envy Taylor previously.
We are seeing a bit of a change up though from FNATIC. They're being a lot more assertive, a lot more aggressive. They also have changed those operators around, so they're going to play it slightly differently in that regards. It's good to see from a spectator's perspective.
Yeah, and they have gotten control very quickly as well.
Yes.
They have control of Piano, and they've flushed out all the positions near Pixel. I don't think that Cloud9 were holding it near as hard as they were previously, and it shouldn't be too difficult for FNATIC to now clear out the bomb site, start pushing in, making for a plan if they decide to do that, or potentially clearing the freezer, which I expect to be the next port of call for them.
They do lack the IQ though, which may prove to be a problem if they have trouble opening these walls here. So that Lusty might have an idea of how he wants to do it though.
That's a K charge used to try to destroy the thermite charge placed on that other wall to the north of Lusty. And it worked to some degree. I think that was a grenade from below potentially to destroy those cage charges. Ooh. But meanwhile, here's an aggressive play for Oni-chan. Telegraphs it by pre-firing and eventually is taken down by Lusty, who also opened up that washroom's wall. Now we'll place another thermite charge on. Try to open up some of the wall facing into the other bombs. No, actually it doesn't open the freezer wall.
It's a bit unfortunate. Sweet Blake's probably starting to feel the pressure. No ACOG on his TCSG, by the way.
It's holding steady now for Cloud9.
Yeah, it feels like there's all these like pauses in FNATIC's playstyle here. 25 seconds on the clock and they have to make their way in. There's Sweet Black finding Virtue. Things going to have to start kicking off now, Dev, but it feels like there's been, wow, no build up to it at all, and FNATIC is just dropping like flies, all down to Mentalist, who's found Sweet Black on the entry, but there's the finish off from Nova. C9, 3-2 up.
That was a perfect way to do it as well. Cloud9 know when to just hold, and the funny thing is, Cloud9, the first player to fall for their side was Oni-chan going for an aggressive play. Every time Cloud9 decides to play aggressive, FNATIC can deal with it. But when Cloud9 sit back and just wait for FNATIC to be their own enemy, it works so well. FNATIC, what have they got to do? They can't rely on Cloud9 playing aggressive to win more of these attack rounds, and they're already at a deficit here. I think if they win, if FNATIC win this next attack round, they'll be in a really good position moving into the rest of the map, which Cafe is typically regarded as defender-sided, and if they ended with an equilibrium, that's certainly doing pretty well. With these bans, I actually don't think Cafe is super defender-sided. We have mute banned, and there's certainly a lot of strong ways to attack this.
Look at the Ying coming out here though, Dev.
Man, I was playing I know people hate to hear about my ranked games on the cast, but you're going to have to suffer it anyway. I was playing a ranked game the other day with Thatcher and Jaeger banned, and it was Ying Central.
Yeah.
It was so good. It was, I mean, it was good if you like the color white, because that's the only color your screen's going to have when you're playing against the Ying. But hey, it was good fun. Nice bit of change, a bit of a shake up. And look, I'd love to see how FNATIC can pull it off. I wonder if, you know, are they going to be waiting until the narrow moments of the round and then throwing Ying Candelas in and pushing through?
I wanted to see them use the Ying a lot earlier. Like, I think when you take a Ying out, it's definitely for trying to do, like, you know, have one shot and one shot only at the execute, and that's what you're relying on. Oh.
See you later, Envy Taylor.
I don't know if he was trying to just stand in that corner with the hatch open or what, but yeah, he's dropped.
Yeah, nice. No, I don't think Envy Taylor will ever get dropped. Hey,
Drop from the hatch.
Drop from the hatch. All right, so yeah, FNATIC, last time they attacked this library bomb site, they did not struggle getting map control. They had pretty much full control of the top floor. They had control inside mining. They had control inside train. They even had like the long hallway also controlled as well.
Yeah.
That was pretty easy for them. But it was really getting into the bomb site and having enough time to do anything with that control. That was the problem for FNATIC. So if they kick up the pace a little bit and they have this Ying to utilize once they actually get to the bomb site, I certainly think FNATIC could have some more success.
I think also that the central hallway was a big issue for them with Sweet Black on the bullet hose. Yeah, sprayed down a few people, didn't he?
Yeah, that's
Got a
right.
Double or a triple.
Yeah, Sweet Black was very strong playing that position in the middle of the white stairs. But she's going to try to pressure this library area. Also scared about some kind of aggression from Cloud9. FNATIC are always wary for this aggression, but Cloud9 haven't really been biting into it most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
When they do, it doesn't work. And here's another example of that. I'm not sure whether that was an aggressive pick from Sweetback. No, he was just playing in that normal position. He's been playing the whole round near the middle of white stairs, and he was taken out from that position. So that's an essential kill for Virtue.
And there's Lusty to find another one as well. Cloud9 falling apart, and you know, it is a lot earlier than what we've seen in previous rounds. Another positive change here for FNATIC, and there's going to be another engagement. Looks like Lusty's going to come out on top of that one. All up to Onichan and Hetty here, Dev. Hetty has found Mentalist on the Jaeger. To take out his own barbed wire so he can move up there without making any sound if he wants to, but bit of an interesting decision.
This is typically when you see teams forced to play more aggressively at a numbers deficit. Now, Hetty does have a rotation. Onichan spotted out by that drone. Eventually takes out the drone. Pressure being pushed onto him from Tex on the Ash, and he's finished off there by Magnet pushing in from the hatch, all on Hetty now. He'll rotate upstairs. There's actually no players from FNATIC upstairs any longer. He does have the hash drop available to him. Does he have any holes in the floor? Lusty's going for this plant. He can't quite see it. He spots out Magnet. Lusty's going to stick this plant now. Is Tex covering? Lusty gets off the plant, but he's taken down. This could be a 1 versus 4 retake for Hetty. He also had the first kill, so this could well be a 1 versus 5 ace.
He does have to find Virtue and Tex, though, two of the best players here for FNATIC, and I don't think he actually knew where the diffuser was. Oh, he's going to come around this corner to find the engagement. He's just fallen back perfectly, but that's going to be Hetty to find her on the quad kill. Can he find the ace? There's not much time left, and I think Virtue may have gone back up above. He's going to tap on that diffuser. Virtue, yes, from above with the shotgun, going to finish things off, and we're going to end up 3-3 for the half.
A valiant effort from Hetty, but Virtue playing the buck above. There's no way you can counter that, especially as he didn't open up the holes beforehand. He waited right until he had the call for his teammate going for that defuse. Perfectly played from FNATIC. Really, that round was on the back of those early picks. Every single time Cloud9 decided to play aggressively, they were shut down by FNATIC.
You know, there was no impact at all from the Ying in that round. Well, as an operator, right? We spent so long talking about what the Ying's going to do, etc.
Who even was the Ying? Like, which player was that? Was that the first player to die? Or was that the one who was protecting the diffuser? No, that was Magnet.
Last be planted. Yeah, I don't know.
I think it was the first player to die. Yeah.
But that already executed by the first time the first kill came out, didn't they?
No, that was just before the plant.
Okay.
Yeah, it was when it was a 2 versus 5, and then Hetty got a kill, and then it was a 1 versus 4.
Oh, yeah. He got the kill all the way over near train, I think.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was a sadly irrelevant operator pick, yeah. But yeah, again, like Cloud9 decided to play more aggressively. Every one of those picks that FNATIC got, except for maybe the Maestro playing in the white stairs, who was taken out from the window. That was, I don't think he knew he was necessarily exposed to that angle. But yeah, Virtue's been doing a great job at not necessarily what you would typically associate it with Virtue or a fragging operator. He's not like going in for crazy entries. Virtue's just performing his role excellently, cutting off positions, exposing angles, and exactly doing what a buck needs to do.
Setting up the 5-meter hurdles here in the hallway here.
I like it.
The new sport.
Trying to make him as close as possible. Man, no one's going to want to push white hallway with that Goyo shield there, and pushing freeze is going to be very difficult as well.
Two very different philosophies in the way the Goyos are set up between these two teams, isn't it? One was use them as cover, and one is just put them in annoying as heck spots.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Cloud9 also, with that one Goyo shield they had downstairs, it was to try to help prevent the buck or the IQ from moving around downstairs, as they can just, with one tap of a button, they can deny that walkway around the library entrance. But yeah, definitely FNATIC have gone for the let's make these Goyo shields as annoying as possible to deal with philosophy. And Cloud9, they're not running as much soft breach as FNATIC are. FNATIC are consistently running your Zephyr, your Ash, and maybe even some grenades as well on a buck or a Dokkaebi, whereas Cloud9, they only have those 2 impacts from the Zephyr, and they suffered from that on Bank. And they may suffer from it here as well.
They are running the breach charges as well.
Yeah, but it's not quite the same, not for getting rid of like Maestro cameras or Goyo shields.
You want utility that you can use at range rather than have to get up to.
Yeah, exactly. And like even if you wanted to, you can't place a breaching charge on a Goyo shield or on a Maestro camera.
It's not going to stop me from trying.
You can do anything you put your mind to, Monkey. An entrance into piano now for Cloud9. And FNATIC seem to be adopting a philosophy on defense, which kind of mirrors their philosophy on attack. Play incredibly slowly. Don't really contest much. Just kind of sit in sight. And don't contest piano. Just gather information, see what's happening. Maybe they can go for aggressive plays later.
And there is some of that soft breach getting used on up Dev. There is so much information here from Lusty.
And that's all the soft breach used as well. Like, Sweet Black just used both his impacts to open one rotation hole. And now there's still Maestro cameras, Goyo shields on the board. I think that's one of the serious problems for Cloud9, and we'll see whether they can deal with the Goyo shields elsewise.
Oh, is that one?
Yep, that's one pop.
Yeah. Is that from below, I think?
Bomb
Must have
located
been.
by attackers.
It may have actually been Lusty who destroyed that.
See, I don't think the Goyo shields are in spots where Cloud9 are really going to have to worry about them too much, but there's Lusty from below, can't land the shots as Nova finds Mantula. C4 going to go up on the roof. We also have it down onto Tex. This has not gone great. Nova finished him off as Lusty and Magnet find a kill. OCN to find his own as well, and then there's Virtue to reply. 2 on 2. This has been a fast and furious final 30 seconds.
Oh my god, 1 versus 2. Lusty has no C4, but Cloud9 are nowhere near the diffuser. They're going to start planting, but the ping's coming out. Lusty can deny that with the MPX. Too good from FNATIC. That was one close round.
Virtue really helped them recover that one, and then Lusty to finish it off with the information in the end. Cloud9 are probably going to be wishing they had that IQ still alive. Or in a position, I suppose, to deny it.
Yeah, well, how much information did FNATIC have coming into that lineup? Valkyrie, Maestro, and Echo.
Yeah.
2 of those can be counted by the IQ, and I didn't see very many Valcams like that. Valcam and Piano, I don't believe, was taken out the entire round.
And they had one outside as well.
In fact, that Valcam and Piano may have been able to spot that plant spot, I'm pretty sure, because Cloud9 had opened up the wall between Piano and Bar. So it could have been that very Valkyrie camera that we saw Cloud9 pass over so many times that met their demise in that eventuality.
And, you know, there's no excuse for that when you've got an IQ on the board.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, I'm just not seeing Cloud9. They're not using the IQ well enough to counter FNATIC's information gathering. And man, I really want to see them bring more soft breach, more grenades, more Ash charges. And they're finally doing that. They brought the buck.
Yep.
But not only is the Buck going to be useful for, like, you don't even need the Zephyr now to open up soft walls like they did last round. Just the Buck has a skeleton key for that. And you still have 2 Zephyr explosives and 2 grenades to destroy Goyo shields, Maestro cameras, whatever else you need. Even throw them at some players, you know? Grenades are great at killing players. Yeah,
well, they've only got the Maestro to worry about in terms of that this round now.
Yes, this round, there's no Goyo. So, for ooh, is a spawn peek potentially from Tex, or at least a spawn peek teased out. Another thing I thought I noticed about that previous round, you know, Cloud9, they were only I was surprised that they were able to take control of the bomb site like they did. They really pushed in, and they managed to find a large number of frags, and then it came down to FNATIC making a retake. I think the only reason Cloud9 was able to get that control was because FNATIC had 2 or 3 players downstairs.
Yes.
Off the bomb site, which opened up the bomb site for Cloud9 to take.
At least they got 1 Valkyrie camera spotted out this time that was outside. He did survive the whole last round, I believe.
Let's see. It'd be good to watch Nova and see whether he takes out some of these Valkyrie cameras and other utility. Mozzie Pests as well. No, he's going to get off the IQ scanner for now.
Well, they are attacking reading this time, C9, so it is, of course, different bomb site, different way they're going to have to play it, but I don't know, is this just like a, you know, I suppose the theme of the match is both teams are just playing their attacks very, very slowly. I think C9's been a lot faster, yeah, but both teams have taken it quite slow.
It does seem to be the case. Envy Taylor now using that skeleton key to open up some soft walls into the freezer. But in fact, the wall towards Bar on the other side of the freezer is reinforced. To the top of white, Tex has some information. He spots out 2 players rushing in. He's going to hold down left click on that bullet hose. Doesn't find a kill so far. He gets the first one. Is Sophia going to peek this as well? Tex can just keep holding the position. Lusty's here to refrag as well. And Lusty finds that kill. 2 perfect from FNATIC to bait out those players. Haven't lost a single player because of it. Envy Taylor's taken some damage as well. Only Chan wants to refrag, but FNATIC are piling on, and there's no way that Cloud9 can hold on to anything up here. A kill finally found through the floor for Envy Taylor, but maybe too little too late.
Yeah, Virtue and Envy Taylor want to engage, but it is all up to Envy Taylor. 1v4, Dev. You know, he'd have to pull very deep for that one, and there's Tex on top of the, I don't know, shelves?
Bar, I guess.
Bar, yeah.
It's a cocktail bar, right? So
yeah. It's kind of like the tables you sit at.
yeah, it'll be the tables you sit at. You know, this is a very fancy cocktail bar.
Oh, yeah.
They got nice little tables.
Well, 3-5 for FNATIC. Cloud9 yet to win a single attack round. I don't know, Dev. Is it time to call it?
It's getting there. We were skeptical of FNATIC in the first half, and like a lot of people might say, well, it's a defensive sided, but you know, I'm not sold on that. I think that Cloud9 definitely could be doing a lot more on their attacks, and I think one of the dangerous things about this ban phase that we've gone through is, yeah, Cloud9 banning the mute. I think that's a great decision because, man, the mute denying that information is so powerful. You know, you can't play slowly like that when you have a mute because you can't drone out and then capitalize on information you've droned because you just can't drone. But banning that mute meant that both Maestro and Echo were left in, and FNATIC, when you give them those operators, they are going to use them. They're going to have so much information gathering, and when FNATIC have information, they're unstoppable.
Yeah, well, that's how I like to describe their playstyle. You know, they have these little kind of pocket strats where they can gather an information and get a kill off it, and then they can snowball it from there. And that's what we saw Tex do, didn't he? We saw him find the first one, Lusty there to help him get the second one, and then it's a 3-on-5. Like, good luck recovering from that one.
Yeah. And you know, all that would have took from Cloud9 was spot out that Maestro camera, some flashbangs to clear ADSs, and a Zephyr charge to... Or even Zephyr could do it all on her lonesome. 1 concussion to clear ADS, to check if there are ADSs. If there is an ADS, use a second one. Then 1 explosive to destroy the Maestro camera. And then you can re-drone. You check whether the Maestro player up there is still there, whether he's alone. You know, I feel like there's a lot more that could be done for Cloud9 on these situations, and yet it's slipping through their fingers. FNATIC continually looking like the better team.
So we've seen some Goyo, Dev. Do you reckon we're going to see any Amaro?
I don't know about that one, Chief.
I think if we would, Cafe would be the map for it. You can get yourself into piano pretty quickly.
Yeah, I just think the problem with Amaro is she telegraphs her actions so much. You have so much time to prepare to aim at a window before she yeets in there, as they say.
And then it's pre-fire.
Yeah, and she doesn't have a lot of other utility. So she doesn't have grenades or any kind of explosives you can get rid of utility with. And she doesn't have smokes either you can prepare and execute with. Just the Claymore and the stuns.
Give her an R4C, I reckon she'd be played a lot more.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, Cloud9 fighting for survival here, Dev. Looks like they're planning on taking ground floor, of course, because they are attacking into this kitchen.
Nasty angle upstairs there from
Bomb located by attackers.
from Lusty on the Cade.
I
Looking
was
through
looking at
the
the
floor.
scoreboard early, and Lusty's leading the way, but Magna is going to get caught out in rotation, but no finish off there by INVITATIONal.
Now C9 are getting antsy as well. Trying to push for that kill. They may be baited into something. Tex does find the opening kill. Nova finds Virtue to take him off the board. Good job to shut down not only such an influential player, but also the Legion. And eventually Magnet is finished off there by Nova, pushing in from the other side.
Seems very one-dimensional from Cloud9, but, you know, it's working.
Lusty wants to get aggressive, looking in through prep. He misses too many crucial shots, and MV Taylor shuts him down. Now we know FNATIC, they need to get aggressive. Peeking out through some of these exposed walls. Both of these players remaining, though, have arguably two of the best guns on defense. The 416 and the older. I wouldn't count out FNATIC yet, but there's still time for Cloud9 to salvage this.
Yeah, 30 seconds, though, in which they have to execute here. Looks like they have got some of the walls open, so they are ready to push on in. They're just waiting for the all clear to go. There'll be the few shots coming out from Tex that aren't landing, and I think we might even see the prone in there from Hetty. Oh, some more shots landing as well, as we're going to see the head pop there by Mentalist. Sweet Black's going to trade him on back, though, so it is all up to Tex, and he's going to be finished off. C9 do finally find that first attack round.
It took them a while, but they did get there, and now the scoreboard's not looking so poor for Cloud9. Just 5-4 against them. And I realized that I've been writing the notes down in my book on the wrong sides of the page, so it looks like Cloud9's actually on match point right now when they're not. Good job, Dev.
Don't you hate it when that happens?
Oh man, I do it all the time. I start writing FNATIC rounds in the C9 column. Really gets me. Oh
See,
well.
I don't do that.
Writing notes, eh?
No, writing wrong notes.
Yeah, I can see your little ticks over there. That's all right. And you know what else is all right? FNATIC losing that round. It's not such a big deal for them. Because, to be honest,
What a positive way of saying it.
Cloud9 didn't win their kitchen defense either. You know,
true.
FNATIC are just continuing the trend. The only difference here, like, if we look at Cloud9's defensive half, they won their first defense of the bar top floor. And then they lost bar and they lost library. They move on to kitchen. Man, I've actually written all my notes in the wrong side of the column.
Let me get you here, right? FNATIC won their first attack onto Cocktail.
Man, I wrote all my things in the wrong column.
Then C9
like
managed
a
to
shoe.
win it in the next one, and then they also won reading, and
Yeah.
then FNATIC lost.
So in the first 4 rounds, Cloud9 had won their bar and they'd won their library.
This is some.
Yeah, that was what? I'm confused, FNATIC. They just destroyed the entire wall, only to reinforce it.
They're going to try and make it harder to stick to the thermite charge on.
There is, yeah, I don't know. I'm ready to learn. I'm ready to learn something new, FNATIC. I'm interested to know what the purpose behind that is. We'll see.
Surprise Goyo.
It looks like they're prepared to impact trick that wall as well. And Goyo does get impact, so Tex may well have those in his pocket.
Wait and see. Looks like your middle floor is going to be taken over first there by Sweet Black, or at least droned out first. Now, I don't think FNATIC were holding too hard onto Piano. I think Lusty's just over in Pixel.
Strange strategy for FNATIC, especially as opening up that wall for Tex has left him with only his pistol with only 3 rounds in his shotgun. He's not going to be very good at fragging in that position.
That might be alright though, if everyone else dies before it gets to him, you know?
Yeah, it's true, but I don't know, I'm a bit concerned for him. Lusty does find that opening pick, and that's one of the soft breaches down off the board.
Oh, he's allowed to rotate out as well.
The Nomad seemed to flush off of that position. Could have cut him off in the hallway. Nova, you can see, he's really trying to be more vigilant with the IQ scanner, looking for those Valkyrie cameras as they were destroyed last time. Cloud9 were really ravaged by that information that FNATIC managed to gather from the cameras.
Or Mentalist, he wants to get aggressive into Piano, but changes his mind. Heady, it's a nice angle there. They do have the information, don't they? Is Magnet's going to find OCN, Oni-chan? No idea where that was.
Trying to push up through Piano now. Doesn't look like Heady's taken out that Valkyrie camera yet, so FNATIC have tons of information. Mentalist wants to peek on the back of it. He does exactly that. Heady taken out. Things are slipping away for Cloud9. The IQ staring the Valcam in the face, but still doesn't see it. Mentalist, is he going to peek this, or is he just going to play wait safely? Peeks out a little bit, takes quite a lot of damage for his troubles, but so does Nova.
Yeah, with 30 seconds to go, they're going to have to get a move on here, though. That's one Goya open, and Nova has been down. So it is all up to INVITATIONAL on the Nomad. He might be able to go for the res, but they're going to have the information on that, so he's just going to have to try and frag on out. But with 20 seconds, I don't think it's that likely. All right, there's one.
15 seconds left. You saw the Maestro there. Oh, that's the wrong button. Don't hit your teammate. Picks up the IQ. Moving in, and the Bandit. 2 players now in the hallway. And they push up and take him out. Virtue to close it out. Is match point now for FNATIC.
All right, so we got a reading. Would assume from FNATIC, and following previous trends, I think this might be over. As much as it pains me to see, or pains me to say.
Well, if you remember, Cloud9 got wait. No, did Cloud9 get close? Would you say on their last library attack? I feel like they stalled upstairs trying to take control of Cocktail.
Yeah.
That's right.
Copper shut him down, didn't he?
Yeah. Okay, we're still calling him Copper when he's
Oh, yes.
rebranded to Tex.
It's like you kind of have an image in your head of
Yeah.
that person
Yes.
rather than like reading his name.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Cloud9, they're continually being walked over when FNATIC have more information.
Yes.
Because FNATIC are a team that when they have the information, they're going to capitalize upon that. And Cloud9, the IQ scanner doesn't have an infinite range. I'll give you that. But Nova really should be finding that camera, because 2 rounds in a row, FNATIC has really shut down Cloud9 just on the back of that one Valkyrie camera.
I think it's also that I think Cloud9 really haven't been going for bands that we normally expect from them. Right? Isn't it? A lot of Echo bands, a lot of Maestro bands. Like, I'm surprised that they've gone for these kind of off-meta bands as if they're trying to counter, but then they're just getting exposed to a whole new different thing.
Yeah, I like the idea from Cloud9 to go for an off-meta band to counter a specific strategy or a specific technique that FNATIC want to use. But yeah, I totally agree with you. It's a problem because Cloud9 can't deal with the more simpler, more basic, more common things that FNATIC are bringing to the table. They don't have an... you look at how much Cloud9's lineup in terms of operators has changed since the earlier rounds. Now they're bringing 3 operators. Their lineups now look much more similar to FNATIC's attacking lineups. They're bringing so much more soft breach to destroy walls if needed, to destroy the Maestro cameras. They're still bringing that IQ, and hopefully they'll be able to take out some of these Valkyrie cameras, especially that one above the light and piano. And I'd really like to see them at least be able to dislodge Tex from that position on Cocktail. But of course, there's a lot of work to be done in order to get overtime for us here.
Well, feel it sitting on a knife's edge here, Dev. Those holes through the floor. INVITATIONAL's gonna spot one player playing in train. Or at least I think he spotted one.
Yeah, Magnet was playing downstairs in there. And there's C4 pre-placed, thrown up through the floor, takes out Sweet Black inside of Cigar. Magnet's just gonna play passive from now on. I don't think Oni-chan is likely to be able to refrag that. INVITATIONAL also taken down to such low HP as well. And remember, oh no!
on.
Another C4. Lusty is abusing the fact that Cloud9 haven't found this Valkyrie camera. 3 rounds, it has put a stop to Cloud9. It looks like this will be no different. Now FNATIC have a severe numbers advantage. They have the health advantage. They can play aggressively at the cocktail bar. Not much that Cloud9 can do about it. Pretty much no utility left to get rid of these Maestro cameras and take out these players at the cocktail. Nova looks like he might pick this solo. No way he wins this fight.
Oh, here we go. Oh, and there's Lusty. It's like you try and find a fight with one member of FNATIC and someone else is there to ruin your fun.
Exactly the same place that Lusty played last time, and I believe that's a flank now from one of the FNATIC players. Hetty makes a smart rotation around the corner. Lusty doesn't spot him until the last minute, but it doesn't matter. All on Oni Chan, but that's the map, and that's the series, all for FNATIC.
Is that another one of those pretty well anticlimactic endings there, Dev?
Yeah, I mean, the music took a while to kick in because I think we're all kind of realizing, wait, it's over now. Cloud9 have been sent home, metaphorically speaking, and FNATIC, well, their new roster's looking pretty speckin' good.
Yeah, as I said, like, I expect them to win today. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost, but yeah, I think they've come out with a statement here. Nova leading the way there for C9, though.